Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Collector's Edition Lightning Lad. He's a founding member of the Legion of Superheroes, and I believe this is the modern version, which they've changed the character to a black guy. The classic one is a white guy, but you have a head for either one that you prefer. I believe the Platinum Chase of this guy is in the classic costume, and this is the more modern costume. But if I'm not mistaken, they're both Garth Rands, the same identity, just sort of change the character up over time. This guy's a Walmart exclusive. This is the first wave that Walmart is carrying the Collector's Edition, and they started off with an exclusive figure in this wave. The regular wave consists of Grid, Simon Boz, Mr. Terrific, Christopher Reeve Superman, and then we have this Walmart exclusive Lightning Lad, and there's a Target exclusive geo-force. And I'm sure each and every one has a Platinum Chase variant out there. I purchased this guy from the McFarlane store at the Walmart website back at the Collector's Con a few days ago, and it finally arrived today. If anybody out there has a lead on where I might be able to get the rest of the wave or the Platinum Chase variants, please drop me in the comments below. It is much appreciated. In the meantime, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts. McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus. McFarlane Collector's Edition, DC Multiverse, Lightning Lad. Here he is in the package. Looks like we have two heads, and then this head has three different faceplates. There's a collector's card, display stand, and a bunch of lightning effects. It's a pretty cool idea giving you these alternate heads. That way you can make the classic version, or the modern version, or whatever you want. One side of the package, Collector's Edition Lightning Lad from Legion of Superheroes, the 28th figure in the Collector's Edition subline. Other side, Lightning Lad. At the bottom, there's his barcode, if that helps, but keep in mind it is a Walmart exclusive, at least in the US. And at the back, here he is, posed up in flight, with the Legion logo behind. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. We have a display stand, a collector's card, two heads. One head has a total of 3 different faces, and then 4 lightning effects. Before I tell you all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Lightning Lad. His real name is Garth Rands. According to Wikipedia, it says he gained his electric powers during an encounter with Lightning Beast's son Korbal. According to his collector's card, it said he was born with those powers. I don't know which one is for which version of him. The original version is a white suit, and it's a white man or a boy. And then the one from 2016 on has a blue suit, and it's a black guy. Like I said, I'm not sure which origin is tied up with which one, but he's one of the founding members of the Legion of Superheroes. The Legion of Superheroes is a group of superheroes from the 31st century, in the future. It looks like he's the first one they've made, and he is a prominent member, and there are a lot of members they could potentially make. I would expect them mostly to be in the collector's line, and I expect their modern looks to be the main look, and their classic looks to be the Platinum Chase variants, which will make it really hard to make the traditional Legion of Superheroes team if that's what you're going for. A lot of people have probably never even heard of Lightning Lad. I know I'm barely familiar with the character at all, but it's cool to start another team that hopefully McFarlane will probably never finish, but at least make a substantial amount of. Fingers crossed, time will tell. So let's take a look at him. So this is Lightning Lad. Face sculpt looks decent. He has, I don't know, kind of mouth semi-open, but he has a couple of other expressions, one of which being pretty vanilla and normal. His hair, kind of a brown color. Hair sculpt's good. Face sculpt decent. Don't like that mouth, but there's a better alternative in there. This is a blue outfit. Really dark blue or black. Sort of highlights. Mainly blue, with some lightning around the neck. The Platinum version is pretty much a white suit, which is what I'm more familiar with. These little dots on his gloves. This is done on the John Kent body, the pretty thin, younger body that McFarlane uses. Still has those boot sculpted cuffs or whatever that really don't belong on any of these figures. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. It's a pretty basic, bland body, but appropriate for this type of a character. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Looks to be a slightly angry or annoyed face. I can see it in his brow, the mouth a little bit open. Then the hair looks pretty good. Don't like this face. Can't wait to slap on a more traditional faceplate on this guy, but that will come in just a moment. Like I said, I think the hair looks pretty good. Nothing wrong with the face, but we'll see how the regular one looks shortly. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. Typical McFarlane display stand we've seen countless times before. Only difference is this one has a silver DC at the bottom because it's part of the collector's edition. Very thin, very basic. Then we have his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of this version of Lightning Lad floating in the sky. Legion of Superheroes logo. McFarlane Collector's Edition. On the back, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Now let's look at his heads. He has two of them. One is a classic version with a white head, and one is a modern version with a black head. They're both Garth Ron's. Here's a look at his first head. This is the classic head from before 2016. And here's his second head. This is the more modern head for Lightning Lad. This is the one that's more appropriate for this costume. And of course, this one has 3 different faceplates. This is the most normal one, although his eyebrows sort of has one cocked, kind of curious expression. And here's his second faceplate. This one has sort of a smiling, happier expression. And here's his third and final face. This one looks to be slightly angry or annoyed expression. I will tell you that changing out the faceplates is a huge pain in the ass. They're very secure. It has a second, smaller peg near his forehead, and it makes it really hard to take him in and out. I guess it's an improvement from Huntress that had one peg and is a little bit loose. You can also see a little bit of a disconnect between the hair and the face. And here's a close look at his head without any faceplate on. You can see how pretty weird and creepy that looks. It's got one large hole and one smaller hole. And I think that is a little bit of an improvement over the Hunter's design, which just had the large hole in the middle. He has a second one near his forehead. Now for his lightning effects. These are cast in a semi-transparent blue plastic, which is appropriate for lightning energy effects. These look very familiar. They were definitely included with a Flash figure at one time. They're a little bit bendable. They have a little bit of give to it, so you can sort of wrap it around his different limbs and have them coming off of him. And all 4 of them are at least a little bit different. Here's a look at Lightning Lad with those lightning effects attached. They do not stay on very well. They're not meant specifically for this body. Now to look at the reuse and differences between Lightning Lad and the John Kent body. This is a body they've used many times as their sort of thin, younger body. It debuted with John Kent, but he shares most parts with Beast Boy here. Coincidentally, they're both Walmart exclusives. So obviously the head is totally different as we go further down. The stomach and torso is exactly the same. The arms are exactly the same, even the sort of awkward looking hand. The legs are the same. They both have that little boot cut, which is really inappropriate for any of these guys. You can see that sculpt piece sort of sticking out. Literally exactly the same thing, even the diaper, except for the head and the paint job. There are now 11 figures that utilize this John Kent base body. Once I find the platinum version of Lightning Lad, there will be 12. Now that I've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 6.9 inches tall, which can translate to 17.5 centimeters. And for his articulation, starting with this head, of course, it can rotate side to side. He can look up a tiny bit, down pretty good. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He's got this butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion, and more importantly, covering up the giant gap that would be there. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and it's hinged. In his torso, he has a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. I'd say you get more out of the torso than the waist on this guy. Legs, complete to splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation, decent. Legs go forward about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And of course, toe articulation. Here's a look at Lightning Lad, floating in the skies, lightning effects all around him. Now let's check him out Next is some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane Collector's Edition figures. So here's the McFarlane Collector's Edition Wave 1. Every single Collector's Edition figure has a Platinum Chase variant. Here are both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the first appearance Superman, the Abyss, and Alan Scott Green Lantern. And here's the second wave of Collector's Edition figures, both regular and Platinum versions of Firestorm, Hawkman, and Sinestro. Then, the third wave of Collector's Edition figures, we have the Death and Return of Superman, Captain Carrot, Batman as Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. Here's the fourth wave. This wave consisted of Penguin, Starfire, and Captain Boomerang. And here's the fifth wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Sergeant Rock, Connor Kent Superboy, and Manga Batman. Here's the sixth wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, Red Hood, Ragman, Clock King, and Agent Liberty. Here's the seventh wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, Dark Knight Returns Batman, Huntress, and some Green Lantern Corps members, Tomar Ray, Abin Sur, Arcus Chumuk, and the Green Man. Here's the only Collector's Edition figure I have from Wave 8. Wave 8 has a total of 6 figures. If you include the Platinums, that is 12 figures to get. 1 down, 11 to go. I have the regular version of Lightning Lad. There's also a Platinum Chase variant. The regular wave consists of Simon Boz, Mr. Terrific, and Grid. There's also Christopher Reeve, and the Target exclusive geo-force, and each one has a Platinum Chase variant. Like I said before, if anybody can help me out, please drop me a line in the comments below or DM me on Instagram. And Jonah Hex here is also part of the Collector's Edition subline. Now let's check him out next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is next to the Amazon exclusive Gold Label, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Shazam, and Freddie Freeman 2-pack. Here's Lightning Lad next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Action Comics Superman and Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And here he is next to the third digital wave. We have the Silver Age Joker and the Earth 2 Robin. There is a Platinum Chase variant of the Joker in a black tux, and there's a Platinum Speed Force Flash in this wave. If anybody can help me out, let me know. Then, next to the Amazon exclusive Arkham Asylum Glow in the Dark Killer Croc, and now with the Target exclusive Sinestro in Parallax Armor and Commander Steel. Here's Lightning Lad next to the most recent Jokerized wave. These appear to be a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, at least in the US, and they've put them back in stock as of today. Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. And here he is, next to the most recent Page Puncher wave, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of the Rebirth Deathstroke and the Damian Wayne Robin. Then, next to the most recent Platinum wave, The Question, Shining Knight, and Effigy. And now, with the Rebirth Cyborg and the Dawn of the DC Red Hood. And finally, next to the Michael Go Alfred that came with the Batman Forever Batmobile, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Jonah Hex, and the GameStop exclusive Frostbite Deathstroke. Now let's check him out next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start out my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jakks-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here's Lightning Lad, next to a Sponge. And here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, Lightning Lad's an okay figure. It's pretty much 95% reuse except for the head. Even the accessories, lighting effects are reuse. This is the modern version of Lightning Lad, and personally I prefer the classic look. So I'm a little bit more excited for the Platinum Chase variant, but honestly I'm not really excited for either one of them, as Legion of Superheroes doesn't do a whole lot for me. They're more obscure characters, and I appreciate the deep cuts into the DC universe. And if they have to do it with the collector's line, fine. But if they have to do it with the collector's line and make Platinum Chase variants the ones you really want, that's kind of annoying. His articulation, it's everything you expect. Sculpt and paint job, pretty good. If I were to rate this figure, probably a 6 out of 10. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. Even the Platinum Chase variant, which I prefer, doesn't do a whole lot for me. But I'm really happy to get these lesser characters, and I'll support each and every one. Looking forward to finding the rest of Series 8 Collector's Edition. They look pretty cool. Lightning Lad actually looks to be probably the worst of all of them. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.